Hey Lisa, Coco here. I trust all is well as can be. I thought that I would create and send you a video via YouTube on real basic stuff that I do and then I teach to help people function as well as they can in their body. So I have got a few props. This is a vacuum tube that is going to be demonstrated as our spine. I just have this just as just for an exercise that I want to perform, and just in case you can't perform it, you can use a strap, you can use a towel, you can use a t-shirt, sweatshirt. Doesn't really matter, just something, a belt or whatever, bag strap. I've used all of those things. I've used, including towels, I've used blankets, I've used cushions to help me when I didn't have the props that I currently have. So first and foremost, you said in your email you have arthritis, and anything ending in itis is an inflammation. So the body mounts a response, an immune response. And if you have something going on with arthrosis, your joints, normally because there's rubbing between, for whatever reason. It could also be, for some people, there's an autoimmune response that is launched in the joints. And the only way that I would know how to help that is to teach people how to be still mentally. So creating the Zen body. And that may sound like really airy-fairy, but it isn't. They're just words, they're just labels, and now I'm going to show you the technique. So your mind determines how you behave, and so if you have a mind that is constantly active and constantly stresses and worries, because those are the stories that you create, well, it can be highly problematic. And the easiest way that you can dissolve that is to concentrate on your breath. And I will teach you how to breathe properly. And it has the double whammy effect of calming the mind, but also those muscles that should be engaged in active breathing also help strengthen the pelvic floor muscles and the trunk muscles. Perfect. Because the reason why sciatica exists is because your spine, which should be elongated with its appropriate curves, of course, the nerve gets stuck somewhere, gets trapped when the big muscles stop doing their job, and it allows the vertebra to stack on one another, and the sciatica nerve gets caught in here somewhere. Now, it doesn't really matter where it gets caught, it's the fact that it does get caught. And so the reason for that is because those big muscles here and everywhere in the trunk and the pelvic floor, especially the glutes, they're asleep, they're having a holiday, they're planning whether they're going to Africa or Europe, and they're calling all their friends over to get drunk and to get stoned or whatever else they do. But what they are not doing is their job. So I'm going to teach you the real basic stuff to help you start getting those muscles active and doing what they need to do. Now, I am seated on this round ball because it is the only seat that I have apart from the lounge. And you're going to have a proper flat seat because this is going to be interesting with me trying to demo some of these exercises. I was doing it before, it's quite hilarious, but I'm just going to toss those over there because I'm going to have to stand up because I'm going to have to show you how you are going to start strengthening your body. So, whoops, that will be the yoga blocks. Anyway, the most basic of basic muscle that you need to keep active are these muscles in this region Okay, so we're going to do what is called feathering, and it's basically you imagining that you are drawing a feather up through your crotch. So you're going to very slowly activate all these muscles, and it's feather, feather, feather light. And you're going to, so exhale, and we're going to very slowly, I'm actually going to relax my muscles because mine is just active, it's a habit now. So I'm going to relax. And then I'm going to very slowly activate the muscles, starting from my crotch, coming up here to my sternum. Feather light. It is so light that it will last from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. Constantly active. Okay, and that is the pinnacle of keeping you upright. And then we're going to practice our breathing exercises that will strengthen the pelvic floor, and it will also start to strengthen the trunk muscles. Now, the great bonus of all of this is that you need these muscles to sing and to talk. Your vocal cords are your rudder, and they are only there to guide, whereas the sails of singing and talking comes from the body. So let's get started. Now the technique is a 360 breath. So easiest way to show you is for me to put my hands on my hips, on my waist, sorry, not my hips. No, actually, no, on my waist. I'm going to pull this down as tight as I can. Yeah, as tight as I can. And I'm going to stand up straight. In fact, before I go into the pelvic floor exercises, I'll teach you how to sit and to stand straight. So most people, when I ask them to stand straight for me, they'll give me some sort of rendition where they are tilted forward. If you sit or drive a lot, and you tend to be tilted forward because of the action of sitting, it's quite normal. And the shoulders generally, unless of course they're actively working out, tend to be rounded, and they will be, and I'm exaggerating, rounded and tilted forward. And then their neck, obviously their head is down like this. So we are going to hunch our shoulders towards our ears, and then we're going to drop them down. And then I'll turn to my side so you can see, shoulders are still rounded forward. We're going to pull those babies back. All of a sudden the little head has to lift up. Now most people at this stage will have their head slightly tilted forward, so tell them, put your fingers on your chin and push it back till your eyes are actually level. Now your feet, bring the heels together as close to one another as you can. It doesn't really matter if it's here, whatever position it is, just straighten the body up. You should be able to feel your glutes. Now the closer you bring your heels together, the more active your glutes are, and you'll also feel your abdominals and your lower back muscles working as they should be to keep you upright. Now that together is, this is my being straight. This is what you need to practice, because this is just what you do now. This is how you stand, this is how you sit, this is how you exercise. Everything needs to be facing forward. This is your basic 101 of being Lisa, or whoever else who happens to be watching this. Now my glutes are active all the time because I do a lot of, you've lifted my bag. So you know how super heavy that is. So I need a strong body to be able to lift that thing, especially in the old days prior to buying my bike trailer. I used to have to carry that thing, could be anywhere almost 30 kilos, and I'd have to wear that on my back and then cycle. So have to be strong. I don't have a car, I wasn't smart enough to get somebody to carry shit for me. I don't even know if you can. Anyway, so we are now going to start filling the pelvis with air, and we're actually going to get to the point with practice where you can actively feel your anus. Now that may sound crass, it's a muscle, and that's what you want to be able to feel and engage, so that when you sing or whether you talk, you are using all of the muscles from the pelvic floor up, all of them, and so your vocal cords are just the rudder that are just steering. Kind of cool. We're killing birds with stones, which is what I love about this. 360 breath, we're going to push the body forward, we are going to expand the obliques, and we are going to expand as much as we can the back muscles. Everything works together. And the other thing to remember is, first one way, so if you go forward, you must also go back. And I will teach you how to, real basic relaxation muscles of all of these. Any exercise that you can do, or you can also relax, you have to relax the muscles. So I will grab, no actually I'll do this, I'll keep this standing, but you can do this seated. You'll get to the point where you won't need your hands to guide you, but for demonstration purposes, I want to show that my stomach, so I'm going to focus on my stomach. So I want you to watch my belly, and I'm going to empty my body of air, pull my belly in, and my back muscles, they've come in together, and we're going to very slowly fill the pelvis with air. So I'm going to and then actively we're going to compress our belly. Real simple exercise for helping to develop your capacity to sing and talk, but also to strengthen the pelvic core muscles. You don't need to be some superhero to be able to do this stuff. As long as you're active here, slow twitch muscles, which will keep you upright. We will, so fill the pelvis with air. So you can easily see my belly expand, but you're going to have to feel the sides expand also. And the back, I notice there isn't a lot of movement, but I can actually feel movement. Yeah, I can, but you won't see much if my hands are covering. Maybe I'll remove my hands. I'm not sure if you could see anything. So that's why the hands are a great way of determining if you are actually pushing the muscles. Now, push in and out. That's muscle contraction, relaxation. So, we're going to empty our pelvis and our lungs, and now we're going to very slowly fill it. Bring it all the way up to fill up the chest cavity, and then actively draw in the pelvis muscles, back muscles together to expel the air. So again, breathing. Who knew it was an exercise, right? But it is usually the first one that you're taught in Pilates, definitely. Pilates, I'm not sure if it is for yoga, but I would highly recommend learning how to breathe properly. And then you get the double whammy of clearing the mind as well. So people call it mindfulness. The mind is actually emptying, so certain people call it presence. You know, it's what the meditative state is. It's being completely present in the moment. And this is an exercise. Any exercise, anything you do should be about being present, and this is how I intend to work my way, practice my way to being in an enlightened state, because I'm sick of my thinking, frenetic mind working overtime. And so, as a former recipient of ADD, my mind is still kind of active, but it isn't my worst enemy anymore. In fact, I'm my best friend. So, we have done the breathing exercise, and now we're going to, so everything gets tired. You need to also relax them. So this is, normally I would perform this exercise on the floor, but that's okay for me because I've been doing this for a little while. Well, I'm not with you, so I can't help you on the floor. So the safest way for you to learn this exercise is to be seated. You'll also be more stable than I will be on this floor. The only reason why I have the strap is just in case you're not able to reach around behind your back and grab your bicep. You can use anything. You can use a belt, you can use a towel, you can use a sweatshirt, a t-shirt. I've got the strap because my yoga mat's unfurled behind me, and I'm just going to wrap it around my bicep, and then I'm going to reach around and grab it. Ta-da! Yeah. Now, I don't actually need it, so I'm just going to place it down. But if you couldn't reach around behind you and grab your bicep, well, that is a method of doing so. So it is just simply, that's what it looks like. Now, this is my favorite go-to exercise for relaxing my shoulders. Now, any stretch you can do, you can practice in yoga with. And guess what we've been practicing? Breathing. And now people may think relaxation, musculoskeletal relaxation will be well, it will be but you've got to go through the in order to get to the Okay. So we are going to, shoulders are down and back, grasping our bicep, bending it. We are going to turn our chin towards the left shoulder, and then we're going to allow our chin to sink to our chest. Now this is stretching the sternocleidomastoid muscles, which are the neck muscles, and it's also giving me a stretch on the back of the shoulders, the trapezius. And because I've been doing this for a lot this morning already, for me it's instant because I've already done my exercise. Well, this particular exercise anyway. So it is allowing your head to sink towards your chest. Now, initially this will produce pain, especially if you're really tight, and you've got to use the breathing exercises that we did initially to help stop the noise that in your head that will say, stop, this is painful, I don't want to do this. Because you will eventually get to the point where your muscles will stop resisting and then relax, and that will send endorphins to your brain. And then you will turn the angle of your head slightly, and your chin will be facing your left knee now. And again, you will allow your head to sink towards your chest. And then the other thing you will do is when you get the factor for that, then you will allow your right ear to sink to your right shoulder, and you will stretch the opposite side. And this can be exceedingly painful. For me, earlier it was, you would have seen me wincing, but everything is just relaxed. Like I said, I've been doing this for a little while this morning. Now, because we've gone forward, remember what I said? Go back. Now if you ever wake up with a stiff neck, these exercises will be your godsend. Now this, actually tilting our head back can be exceedingly painful. You may need to have a pillow or cushion, or I've used I've hung off the end of the couch, I've hung off the armrest, depending on how painful it is, and it takes as long as it takes to get rid of the pain. I have been on the couch for an hour, hour and a half, getting rid of the neck pain. It is completely where you are on that given moment. But if you do this every day, it will be faster for you to eradicate and diminish the amount of tension that builds up from holding your big, well, our heads are big, so holding our heads in place, it does require musculature, and pulling your shoulders back, you know, that requires work. Now you let go, and then you would sink forward. Now this allows these muscles, these back muscles, to relax, and you stay here for as long as you need before you go to the opposite side. So shoulders, looking at the shoulder, chin is allowed to droop, and I'm using the language deliberately. Melt, you are goo or chocolate in the sun. This side's tighter, that actually hurts. But then I'm sinking more and more as the musculature, the musculoskeletal system, the fascia, the tendons, the ligaments are relaxing. It's actually super tight on my right hand side. I am right-handed, let me explain why. But I use my left hand to lift my drink bottle. Oh, actually, no, different drink bottle. Okay, head towards, looking at the right knee now. Okay, it's not so. And now, I'm only doing this as a demo. Allowing the left ear to sink towards the left shoulder. Keeping your shoulders down and back. And then again, going back. And then coming forward, letting go and drooping forward again. Now my lower back didn't hurt so much that time, because the more you go down, the better you feel. And I've been doing this for a little while this morning. Now naturally, because we bent forward, well, we have to do back extensions and go back. Now the safest way of doing that is probably for you, is to lie on your bed, and then, like I'm just going to show you on the floor, and you can pretend that you're on your bed, or if you can manage to get onto the floor. You don't have to have something round. It is actually, because your spine is curved, your lower back is curved, it is easier with a ball. You could start off with just lying flat. Actually, I'm just going to get on the floor and just show you. Thinking if I have anything smaller. Oh, actually, yeah. So I've got my yoga block, and I'm just going to place it underneath my lower back. So I'm just going to lie flat. My feet are flat on the ground. You do this on your bed initially, necessary. Placing the block underneath where my lower back is, and I'm just going to rest on it. And then I'm going to very slowly stretch out my feet so that my legs are straight. Now, this can be exceedingly painful, especially because this brick is, block is hard, and I'm being goo. The sun is melting on me, so my spine has to curve around the brick, which can be painful. You can get the softer ones, or you can use something round. I'll use my smallest, roundest ball. I will allow myself to settle on it, and then I will allow my legs to stretch out. The thing is, you may not be able to, it may be too painful. That's fine. Take it slowly, or only go as far as you can until, and then you have to allow your lower back to relax over the ball, which again can be quite painful. So back extension, that is actually I would prefer this to give me more. This is painful though. I get more of a stretch, but it does hurt more until my body relaxes. But this isn't about me, this is about you. Now the final one I'm going to show you, because your glutes do get sore. Now you'll be seated on a nice flat seat, and we're going to do the pigeon, the seated pigeon. You can also do this with your back against the wall. So bring your ankle to your knee. Oh gosh. Flex your feet. Ooh, okay. This is hilarious because I'm trying to maintain my balance, which requires muscular contraction, but I'm also going to be leaning forward to elicit the stretch in the glute. And because this is yin yoga, I have to simultaneously relax whilst maintaining contraction in certain other muscles. This is a great balancing act. Yeah. So my glutes are stretching. You can also do this on the back with pulling the left leg towards your chest, and then naturally you can do the one that's on the mat. That can be painful, very, very, very painful, depending on how tight you are. Ooh. This is actually hilarious. Oh gosh. Great for the pelvic floor. Oh, hilarious. Oh god. Hang on. There we go. Bend forward. Woo! Wee! Fun. Relaxation. Woo! Now the hammies are the other thing that get tight, and you can just sit on the floor with your legs outstretched, and how far you reach down is completely up to you, but the point of the matter is that you have to relax. You are goo. The sun is beaming down on you and you're melting into it. And those are the fundamental exercises that I use to keep me upright and to keep me going and powering through my day. And they're not big muscular contractual exercises, and nor are they the splits in terms of stretching. They're real basic 101s. They are what keep me as I am, and practice is all you can do. But your best practice is to focus on your breath and to deactivate the mind, and then you create that Zen-like state to create wellness. And so stress can be positive and it can be negative, but even positive stress can have an impact on the body, and it's all about practicing until your body gets used to it, and then you'll find that, like me, well, I have eradicated fear, healed trauma, and that took practice, and it was really painful. And so yin yoga is perfect for, teaching you how to live with discomfort until eventually your body relaxes, and that is the key to being zen. And I'm practicing it because I need it. Yeah, I've basically just given you the tips on how I live and how I can be turning 12 every year. We're growing up this year. We're going to be 13. We're going to be a teenager. Anyway, if you have any questions or concerns, you can send me an email. Cheers.